Hello and welcome to today's Savannah Morning News and Savannah Now Live. I'm Zach Dennis and I am here invited into the kitchen of Miss Leilani Lowry. She's going to teach us a little bit about cone cakes. She founded Yippee Cone Cakes. Leilani, thank you for inviting us in here.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm very excited that you're here.
So we have cone cakes here and I have really no idea what they are. So why don't, for the viewers who don't know either, can you kind of explain what a cone cake is?
Okay, yes. A cone cake is when you bake a cupcake inside an ice cream cone.
Okay.
And so to bake them, you just pour batter into the cones and then you bake them and the batter rises. And then you top them with icing. So that's what a cone cake is. And I grew up making these, and my mother grew up making these, and there's a problem with cone cakes, which is when you bake them and you put them on a pan or in a muffin pan, as the batter rises, they become top heavy and they tip over. Yeah. So when you're taking them out of the oven, they're falling over, and transporting them is a nightmare. And so I came up with a way to keep them upright, which are these bases.
And they look pretty.
Yes, I have all sorts of colors. I have six colors, and so that's what I do is I sell the bases. And they come in this little pack, and the directions are on the underside of the top, and tells you how to bake cone cakes. That's
very cool, because whenever Katie wrote the story about you in the Savannah Morning News, which should be below, they look good, but I'd never heard of them. So that's interesting that this has been around. This isn't a new thing. This has been around for a while.
It's not new, and it's not regional. I have a lot of people. I'm from New York, and I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, is it a New York thing?"
Yeah.
And they were actually in the Betty Crocker cookbook for boys and girls that was published in the 1950s, and that my mother used when she was a little girl. So they've been around a long time, but they're a little frustrating. They were a little frustrating to bake, and I have solved that problem, and so that's what a cone cake is.
Cool. And now, before we move on forward, if you're, does that level of baking, do you have to be a expert, or if you're somebody like me, kind of a novice, would I be able to make this?
Yes. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, because these are great for kids. Okay. To bake with your kids, because I use mix from a box. So you just make your batter, and then you pour them in, and the instructions are on here, and it's really simple, and you just put the batter in and you bake them, and then you frost them, and there's nothing special about it's basically like baking a cupcake. Yeah. Instead of using the paper liner, you're using a cone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's super simple, and the bases make it easier for kids because they're not tipping over, and they're colorful and fun, and you can use them for various holidays and birthdays and. Yeah.
They seem good, and we're gonna try to make. We've made some, but tell us a little bit about these, because we're gonna be making a different type of cone cake.
Yes. So I usually just bake regular cone cakes with mix and icing, but I've had an idea for a different type of cone cake that I thought we could try together. Okay. And so I also grew up eating what's called a poke cake, and so a poke cake is a regular sheet cake. You poke holes into it once it's been baked, and you pour Jell-O into the holes, and then you top it with Cool Whip. Okay. And it is really good. It's refreshing, and it's just a really great, easy cake to make. So I thought we could make poke cakes, but in a cone.
Sure, let's do it.
So I have some already baked cone cakes here. So I'm going to give you one. Okay. And a toothpick will be too small. So we're using skewers, and you just poke holes into the cone cake, and you can go all the way down to the bottom. Oh. And so now you've got a bunch of holes, and then you take Jell-O and you pour the Jell-O right inside the holes.
Gotcha.
And it goes all the way down through the cone into the cone cake. And we have some that are already made. So once you've done this, they go in the refrigerator for 4 hours. Okay. And then you top with Cool Whip.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I've already done that.
So you got that.
Yeah, so we're going to try some that are already done.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I've poked some holes in this one.
Okay, great. So we can do those afterwards.
All right,
so help yourself.
So this is a finished one.
Yeah, finished and topped with Cool Whip.
I'll bring it up nice and close so you can see it.
So you try it, and I'm actually going to cut it in half.
You just eat this kind of, I'm just going to go for it.
Go for it.
Okay.
And we're going to see what it looks like inside. There's a napkin right here. If you
I just got a nose full of...
There's a napkin right in front of you.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I just put so much whipped cream in my nose.
And so, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to come closer, the Jell-O goes all the way down to the bottom of the cone. This
is good.
Isn't it good?
Yeah, because it kind of has like a filling taste, but it's not too much.
Yeah, it's really light and airy and I think delicious and perfect for spring. So.
This tastes kind of like a strawberry shortcake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do get whipped cream on your nose though.
Yeah. So what has been your this is a experiment for you. Have you experimented any other ways? Any other
with flavors?
Yeah, anything like it's kind of a neat cone cake idea that you could pass along? Well,
I've been experimenting more with using piping tips to decorate and make them pretty. And for most of my life, I just use a knife and just put it on, just put the icing on. But I've been teaching myself how to make them look even prettier using piping tips, so that's fun. And on my website, I have recipes that I have been trying.
Oh, okay.
So people can go there and...
What's that? What's the website?
Oh, it's yippieconecakes.com.
Yeah, plug.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah.
That's good. I'll say this, take whatever what you want from my opinion. It does taste really good. This is a good springtime. It's very nice and kind of sweet and but yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me in. We'll put the link to your website on the bottom as well as the article. But yeah, go make some cone cakes. Come on, guys.
Please do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.